folks, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to a video that's a little bit different today. We are going to try an experiment and we're going to try with the potential new Manchester United signing. Hell, he might even have signed before this video gets released. Matteo Darmian, and how, if he was here last season, how he would have affected Manchester United. Would he have helped us finish higher than 4th place? Would he have been detrimental to Man United's, I wouldn't say success, but their season? Would he even have got a game? Would his versatility have helped? How would this have a knock-on effect of the likes of Raphael, etc.? Johnny Evans, even Luke Shaw, because he can play left back as well. So all these things to take into account. So basically what we'll be doing is, of course, holidaying the first season, seeing how Darmian's career goes in his first year in Manchester, and then for a couple of seasons to see how his career pans out from then. So before we do any of that, we'll quickly document Matteo Darmian. So obviously he was previously at, or is at in real life, Torino, but he had a spell as a youngster at AC Milan, a couple of appearances there, had a loan spell at Padova, and then went to Palermo. Before 2 loan spells from Palermo got him his permanent move to Torino. He has 4 caps for Italy. This is up to last season, so he's probably got a couple more now. And you can see there they've rated him at 9.75 million upon joining Man United. Stats look okay, very good tackling. Everything else you want in a defender is pretty much 13s, 14s, so that's pretty decent. The mentals, none are really amazing. Again, you're peaking again about 13, 14, the likes of concentration, composure. Well, that's quite hard working, I suppose, and if you have to look at the physicals, pretty decent there. If you could maybe boost some of them up to 16s and 17s, he'd have a fairly good career. Maybe worries there is maybe just the jump and reach, especially if we're going to play him at centre half, but 182 centimetres, that's not too bad. 70 kilometres, maybe could bulk up a little bit. But it'll be interesting to see how he does. We'll have a quick look at the information. He's just a light-hearted personality, continental reputation, so that's pretty decent. But you can see there, left back, left wing back, mid left if need be, centre back, naturally as a right back, and but could also play right wing back and mid right. He also dives into tackles. I don't think I'll have a scout report, and I'm sorry because obviously I'm not Manchester United. But 2.5 star at the moment is a limited fullback, then fullback, and then wing back. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. Very strong right foot even, and a reasonable left foot, so that's actually not too bad. But it'll be interesting to see how he develops at Manchester United, if Manchester United is a place for him, or if he leaves pretty quickly. So this is him at the moment. Let's see what happens 1 year down the line. So guys, here is Matteo Darmian 1 season in at Manchester United, and he's had an okay season. As you can see, his value has increased by 2 million. Stats wise, I don't think much has really changed. I think it's pretty similar. There's nothing that's really went from the orange stat up into the red stats. I think there's maybe like a 1 increase every so often. But if we just look at his stats here for appearances, etc., he had 18 starts in the league with 2 sub-appearances, 1 assist, 6 yellow cards and 1 red card. This averaged at a 6.97 rating. In the Cup he started 3 games with just 1 yellow card, nothing else to note there. And for his country he had 5 starts for Italy and 1 sub-appearance, with 6.77 average rating, taking him up to 10 international caps, meaning overall he had 21 appearances, 2 subs appearances, 1 assist, 7 yellows and 1 red card, averaging at a 6.92 rating. You can see here he's went from previously being a 2.5 star player, now playing as just a 2-star player. So he's went down a little bit in ability, and you can see there he was predominantly played at right back, playing there 14 times, 3 times for his country, and playing 8 times at left back, and once for each country there, playing right wing back and left wing back once in each there. Apart from that, I don't think there's much else we can cover on Darmian himself. We'll have a look at kind of see how he affected Man United's position though. Man United finished 4th in the Premier League, so he was pretty much to get them into the same position they got in real life, just finishing ahead of Liverpool. And in the Cup competitions, you'll see here that he didn't really have much of an effect as they lost 4-0 at Chelsea, where he played at left back, and in the FA Cup he played. Did they play in any of the games? He didn't feature against Cheltenham. They played against Nottingham Forest. He played at right back in the first leg against Nottingham Forest. He played at right back in the second replay, and in the Cup game against Newcastle when they were eliminated by 2-0, he did not feature Interesting to note there, look at Manchester United's form. Really started off very, very poorly, but slowly but surely get back into it. And I think that's Darmian playing it right back. They seem to have rotated a lot because, yep, it seems actually, if you just a wee glance at the team, there is no Darmian in a lot of these victories. So you could possibly even say the best thing they did was possibly drop him. But that's him after one season. We'll now check and see if his career decided to pick up. So here he is, guys, in 2018, as you can see at Tottenham. And it's not really went so well for him. Let's be honest, the move has not really went off massively. You can see he's already unhappy at Tottenham. Although if we have to look at some bonuses from his time here, he's now got 22 international caps. He's now on 75 grand a week. Although his value has diminished down a little bit to 9.25. Looking at his player attributes, everything seems kind of the same. There's never been any real progression and any development within him. Although I do feel like the likes of his tackling has diminished a little bit. But how did he get to Tottenham? That is the question. Let's look at his history. You can see after the first season at Man Utd, he then had 21 appearances in the league with 2 goals and 1 player of the match, getting a 6.97 rating. Also featured a few times in the Cup and a few times in the Continent. Of those 21 games, only 9 were starts with 12 sub-appearances. The following season, he only played twice for United, starting both games, averaged a 6.75. This led to the move to Tottenham for 4.7 million. Tottenham played him, 12 starts, 5 sub-appearances in the league with 1 player of the match, 1 yellow card, getting a 6.86 rating. Played some cup games, got a 7.20, can't argue with that, and featured 7 times in Europe with 4 starts and 3 substitute appearances, getting a 6.75, even performing solid for his country with 6 starts and a 7.20 rating. This season, not so much. He's only featured 7 times in the league with 3 starts and 4 sub appearances. He did score 2 goals, although you have to wonder why he had a 6.52 average rating. He was a regular in the cup competitions with 7 starts and 2 substitute appearances, 1 assist with a 7.03 rating, and he featured once both continentally and 1 start and 1 sub appearance internationally. So, it's very interesting to see how he's performed, but how have his clubs performed. So we'll have a look at Tottenham, and it seems they've challenged for the Champions League this year, unlucky in getting to the title. So again, he's at a club that's performing very well. If we just shove that back to the current season, it's performing very well. He left Manchester United where he was unhappy, who ended up finishing out the Champions League spots in 5th place, whereas Tottenham, who he moved to, again was in the Champions League spots, so a great move, you have to say. And in his final season at Man Utd, his final full season, again helped him to a Champions League spot finish. So it makes you wonder now, are the players he's playing with just far better than him, and does he just need a move to a place where he's going to get regular football and help him develop? But say this is him in 2018, hopefully in the next few years he can develop and maybe get himself some first team football. And finally guys, here he is in 2021, and as you can see he's continued to regress in his development. The tackling is down to a 15, and even a lot of the mental stats look like they've decreased, and obviously his physicals, who are all roughly about 14s and 15s, have dropped more to a 13, 12 kind of level. He's still on his same contract up to 2024 on 75 grand a week. He's now played 31 times for Italy, and he is valued now at 2.2 million, so that's went right down. But you can see there, non-competitive, 16 appearances, 1 sub-appearance, 12 assists and 3 player of the matches, a 7.56, so he played really well in the last season there. Just a competitive team, only gave him 3 starts and 2 sub-appearances, 1 cup game, and internationally only made 1 sub-appearance, so he's really not getting used. It has picked up the last 2 years, I suppose. The season before, 10 starts, 3 sub-appearances, again not really making much happen, and averaging at a 6.67, although he was phenomenal internationally with 7 appearances, 1 continental sub-appearance and 1 goal, a 7.97, and he still played 2 times for his country. I'd say his best season in England's been 18-19, 15 starts, 11 sub-appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist and a player of the match as well, which was a 6.73, playing 10 times between cup and continental competitions, and also playing 6 times for Italy. But again, it seems that because he was playing, he got his international position back. But it definitely seems a case of lack of consistent first team football. who's really given him an opportunity to kind of kick on and really develop, if I'm honest. So that is Matteo Darmian. As I say, whether this is what happens in reality with Darmian, if his teams are going to continue, if he's going to struggle to keep up with the level of his teams, you see Tottenham still maintaining the fact that they're challenging up at the top end of the table. Just have to remain to be seen how that goes. And yeah, basically hopefully does a lot better in real life. I've confidence he will do. I just feel it's a reflection on FM that he's not quite developed. I think if he gets game time at Manchester United, he'll certainly develop. And it'll be interesting to see, how he does and how he adapts to English football. So this is Matteo Darmian. This was the Matteo Darmian experiment. If you enjoyed it, guys, please leave us a like. If you get any comments, if you get an idea how I can improve these kind of videos, I'll certainly go ahead and try. But until next time, it's 21 Maxwell. I'll speak to you all real soon. Bye bye.